Tuesday. We're going to be talking through this monster MLB slate, and obviously a bizarre day. A lot of scratches, including Brian Wu, who's going to be one of the most popular pitchers. And now we have to decide what to do about a 4K Jonathan Diaz, and that's going to be an interesting conversation.
Yeah, there's all kinds of rookies and minor leaguers and all kinds of pitchers showing up. This is definitely a unfortunately for me, like a no ball type of slate. You know, I mean, you got to really have some kind of idea of what these guys are like. You know, if you want to decide what to do with them. I mean, if you done any homework, do you know anything about any of these guys? I mean, if the guy's 4K for Seattle for openers. I mean,
yeah, but like we don't know that he's not just going to be a relief pitcher for them.
Right. That's what I don't know. I mean, that's why.
I don't think that anybody necessarily has that exact answer. And the answer may be as simple as, well, if he gets through 2 clean innings, let's see if he can throw 87 pitches. But like right now, I see Saberson projecting him to throw 88 pitches as a median. I don't know where that number is coming from, like, to be honest with you. So if you take away,
they're probably taking his median from the minors, I guess. I don't know.
No, but I mean, they said that even when they brought him up, they thought they brought him up to be a mid reliever. He's not like a top young stud. You know, he's a journeyman. You know, he's 27.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. So he's not some, because I remember the name from somewhere.
Yeah, he's been around a little bit. He's I think he's 20. Yeah, he's 27. Yeah, he's a lefty. He used to be with who was he with before? I think he was still with Seattle before. No, he wasn't. I don't remember who he was with before, to be honest with you. So it's interesting. I'm debating right now what I want to do with that very same situation. You know, I don't really know. I don't feel great about fading it entirely, but I also don't feel great about playing it. So I'm sort of stuck a little bit, to be honest with you, on that.
What do you think of the other cheapos, the Vasquez and the
Varland?
And Varland?
Yeah, I'm fine with either one. I think Varland's going to see lower ownership now. I think Vasquez is probably going to see a little bit lower ownership because of Diaz. I'm fine with taking those shots. I also, though, but I feel like overall there is some ceiling type of, well, there's less than there was, but Skeens has a real ceiling. So does Wheeler, although that Boston lineup is better today than it's been. You got Yoshida back. But other than that, I don't really feel that worried about the ceilings of any of these guys, which means that would lean itself to, hey, maybe we do play these cheaper pitchers. And I'm good with that. But like, I mean, Kikuchi, let's just take like even other ones like Kikuchi versus Luzardo. Like, why is Kikuchi that much better of a play than Luzardo? You know what I mean? Is it really that different of a play? I don't think so. It's like the same thing. So I guess that's my thing is if I'm not worried as much about the upside, Skeens is definitely going to be my highest owned pitcher no matter what. Wheeler, I think there's it's a tough-ish matchup, and it's in Boston, whatever. But I think Wheeler makes a lot of sense, and I think that everybody else, I'm just sort of like, okay, I don't really need these guys, you know?
Yeah, I'm kind of probably just going to play, or at least try to just play Skeens, Wheeler, and the 3 cheapos. Meaning Diaz, Vasquez, and Varland. I don't think I'm going to go. Listen, if I get to some of them, I don't think I'm going to get to them anyway. Right. But I'm not. I don't mind just having that group.
Yeah, and it's funny because I keep ending up on a build I really like with Luzardo, and I'm like, am I really going to make that? But I'm not playing the 888, so I don't have to worry about that. Like I'm not playing a huge buy-in, but do I want to play Luzardo really? Like he's been so all over the map and really, really bad his last couple starts, but he's got tremendous upside. And you know, he put up 28 the last time he faced this Mets team. I don't know. So I'm sort of stuck. I don't feel like outside of Skeens. In fact, Skeens is the one I just want to make sure I have the most. Wheeler, I'm okay with just, okay, if he has a big game, he does. I'm going to end up with some of them, but I would like to just play those guys. And I would like to get into some of these other weird ones because I don't think there's a big gap. And we talked about McGill before, but he's going to have more ownership. So I'm okay with the cheapos, but I think there's guys just above the cheapos that make some sense too. Like we meant, like, okay, McGill. I think Luzardo does make some sense. I think probably a little thin to play Cutter Crawford. I don't like Tristan McKenzie in this matchup necessarily, but I would say that like if you want somebody with a high upside who's going to be completely overlooked, who's cheap, he's another one. So like McKenzie and Luzardo like are just going to be two off the board plays that I think are just as, are just barely, if anything, below a play like Kikuchi, to me.
No, that makes sense. And another cheapo, which is rating lower, but it's just ridiculously lower ownership, is Mikolas, but that's a tough spot, I think.
Yeah, but I don't even, to be honest, I don't really mind that either.
No,
like I think there's that's reasonable enough. I mean, the one thing with him is he doesn't have the strikeout upside of these other guys, but like that's why I'm so tempted by the Luzardo thing, because I do think that there's a ceiling for him with the strikeouts. And I'm going to end up with a Kikuchi lineup because I don't need to save someplace. That's the other thing we've talked about is like I like the Dodgers, I like the Yankees. Those are the teams that I think you'll be playing if you spend up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so okay, so the Dodgers and Yankees. I still like though Arizona and the Angels. And
absolutely.
Now we don't want to play them because they're cheap. That's my thinking. You know what I mean? No, I still want to play those guys.
Well, you could also play Wheeler and
Wheeler and Skeens, yeah,
and Skeens together if you wanted, or if you want to play like Skeens and Luzardo, like you were saying.
Yeah. And these are all speculative. I'm looking at, I mean, the strikeout numbers came down for or projection for, I like these numbers. So they have the projected strikeouts for the pitchers, and Skeens is about a half a strikeout above Wheeler. And then nobody else is within one of Skeens. It's Kikuchi. And then next is Tristan McKenzie, but he's basically the same as Luzardo, Varland, Blanco, Thorpe, like Vasquez. They're all about the same,
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to end up with the Cal Quantrill experience.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you though, if Cal Quantrill or Brady Singer like win the slate, I'm not going to be completely shocked. How about that?
No, same here.
Yeah.
Or same with what I said. I like Cincinnati as a stack, and I think Tristan McKenzie is like a really interesting tournament play. It's just a weird big slate where there's not the super obvious thing to do, and even. I mean, really, I guess we're saying the Yankees are the most obvious, but okay, the Yankees are the most popular, the most obvious, but they're also going against a guy who's been probably
he's not bad.
He's probably been the third best pitcher on the slate, maybe fourth. I don't know. Just it's interesting. So I certainly am not going to fault anybody for any of the stacks that they play today, because I think you've got a lot of cases. I don't think there's anyone that particularly is overwhelmingly exciting tonight, and I don't think there's anyone other than the Yankees that are going to be that high owned. And even the Yankees, I don't think are going to be high owned enough to where I'm going to avoid them. I think the Yankees, Arizona, and the Dodgers would be the ones that will be the most popular, for what it's worth. Maybe, I don't even know who would be next after that. Maybe Toronto. It's just a weird slate.
Yeah, so I'm not surprisingly getting to just an entire carload of Jonathan Diaz here.
Yeah,
I mean it's just these 4K,
So like it's interesting. We talk about ownership a lot, but I think you have to sometimes forget about certain parts of ownership, because think about how you're getting to something. Like for people who are going to stack the Yankees with Arizona, for example, and if they want to play Diaz. You probably want to do something else with those lineups, I just think that's going to be the only way that's too popular, because anybody who's going to spend down is going to pay up for the Yankees, and then they'll use their other spots for Arizona, I think. So I would try to get a little bit different if you were going to use Diaz a lot personally, if you're hand building and whatnot. I will try to use Diaz. I might do it with the Yankees, but it might be like with the Yankees and the Angels, for example. Or the Yankees in Minnesota, who's not getting much love today.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually getting. I'm getting like Arizona, Minnesota, and the Dodgers. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. So you got my Dodgers, I got your Yankees. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And I might at the end of the day. I mean, like that. When is that Seattle game? 9:40.
Yeah.
I mean, I might change that. I mean,
well, they're really going after this Arizona thing.
What?
I'm just trying to think about. I mean, Suarez has been terrible, but it's really a bullpen game that all the righties are going to be really popular for Arizona. is it possible that Corbin Carroll gets overlooked a little bit, like batting 7th? Let me see.
Oh yeah, I think so.
That's what I would do. Okay, include Carroll in your Arizona stacks, which last year would have been the most obvious thing in history to say, but for this year, it's just not happening.
Get Moreno at catcher hitting second at 3,400. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's the chalk catcher for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have Marte projected to be pretty highly owned, even at 5,100.
Yeah, see, every time I look at the owner, every time I click the update button sheets, I'm looking at the ownership, and it's always like Shohei and Aaron Judge going up in ownership, like just because people have the cheap pieces that they need to be able to play these guys. You could play a lineup with Judge, Betts. I'm sorry, with Ohtani, Betts, and a Dodger stack with Judge as a one-off, and then if you want to use one other one, you can play Ellie De La Cruz. Like, you know what I mean? You could spend $6K on 60 more on your hitters than your pitcher.
Yeah,
and it's totally viable.
Oh, who's this? Hold on a minute.
All right. So, what else we got going tonight? So I'm still working on my U.S. Open stuff. I'll have more of that soon. I'm still working on a few other things that let's see. Oh, we'll have the NBA stuff ready tomorrow. Kind of curious to see how what's his name, how Luka looks in warmups. He looked pretty banged up the other night, and I retweeted a video of Luka's defense the other night, and it was probably one of the most embarrassing things you'll see in a finals game. As great as he is offensively, he couldn't move, so that was partly part of the problem, but it was pretty bad. Anyway, sorry, off on a tangent.
Oh, you mean his defense? You mean?
Yeah. He literally wasn't even doing anything. But I think it's because his knee was just that bad. But this is Stefanik is officially. So we did get the Angels lineup and the Dodgers lineup in. Stefanik is officially leading off for the Angels at 2K for what it's worth. Gavin Lux is 6th today. There's no Kike Hernandez in the lineup. If you're stacking the Dodgers, there is a Miguel Rojas instead. And as I would warn anybody, did we get official word that Seager's out? I really wanted to see Seager play one. He's out. I think. Yeah, he's other. Wait, no, they haven't released their lineup yet. Maybe he'll play. It's going to be a great. Like they're going to love him there. He's like probably the Dodger that's liked the most of anyone that's left.
You look at the open salaries and everything yet?
Yeah, I went through. I did some builds. I did some scripting thing. I tried to figure out some stuff.
There's some insane under 7K guys.
There's an insane number of under 7K guys too.
That's what I meant. Under 7K guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's wild, and it's gonna be the Scheffler, blank, whatever, Morikawa, and then those guys is gonna be the build. I think.
I guess so. But you like Cam Smith at all or no?
I do. A lot. What made you think of Cam Smith?
Because you like playing him in general, and you don't get to see these guys too often.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a longer course than I'd want for him, but he's good at all of the other things in the course. That's perfect. And he's like okay on the long. It's not like he can't hit it long. But I really like. I really like Brooks. I don't know why the field apparently doesn't, which they say that now. Who knows what they'll end up with. And I guess John Rahm is out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. He's big. He's hurt. That foot's hurt. He doesn't want to humiliate himself again. Man, what a fall from grace that guy has had. Jesus.
He was like clearly the best in the world, you know?
Yeah. Not long ago, too. It's a couple years ago.
And is Neiman playing?
Neiman should be in there, but I didn't. You know what's so funny is I don't think maybe he's not in there. But what is the reason?
Look. I'm just gonna run my first set later tonight. I didn't really, notice.
Yeah, I think that's weird. I'm gonna take a quick look because I did not notice him, and it didn't occur to me not to notice him.
Let's see here.
No, I don't know what
does Martinez have a salary on FanDuel?
Aberson loves Hovland too, ownership wise.
Oh, do that? Does it? Saberson likes Hovland? Did I lose you? Well, I don't know if you lost me or you lost him or lost somebody. Let me see where I am. I'm just finishing this FanDuel thing, and then I'll. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's frozen, me or him, but somebody's frozen. We'll see. Yeah, I guess he's frozen. Oh, good. Just building a FanDuel stuff right now. I uploaded just for the hell of it a WNBA sheets for tonight. And actually, I just put it in the Discord. Again, quite the disclaimers. But yeah. What else do we have? Hopefully Cleveland is low owned again. Yeah, I mean they're I think they're certainly going to be low owned. I mean I don't think I'm getting there, but there's no NBA tonight. There's a big. These are the things I get excited. There's a big the League of Legends. They're now in the 4-game slates. They finished their last 2-game slate yesterday, early this morning. And now the LCK is joining the LPL, so they have full 4-game slates, which I like. It's cool. You wake up in the morning, then you see if you have a sweat. The only thing that's a little annoying is that the LCK lineups are not always 100%. So unless you feel like staying up till 3 a.m, which I will not do, you are running the risk of getting guys subbed out. Let me see if he texted me if he's coming back. Oh yeah, power outage. That's funny. What else do we got? I have a phone call I have to make. Unfortunately, I was going to make it with when. Let me see if he's here. Hold on a minute. If he picks up, I'm going to have to get off. So you're sweating Mason. Let's see if he picks up. Otherwise, I am going to have to go. If he picks up, I have to go. Hey, Mason, how are you? I'm doing well. Let me hang up on this other person. All right, guys. Sorry, I have to run. He did, in fact,